Um, what's up, yeah? In my defense, I was sitting here, but I was editing. I was editing, and I know like y'all don't like, cause when I'm editing, I just shut the fuck up. So, but I do need to talk. I do need to talk, and the news story I want to cover, it has to do with it has to do with my aggression. It has to do with my aggression, like, because we're falling into a trap, right? I had to go get my Sherlock Holmes hat. Like, how real is this conversation? I had to go get my Sherlock Holmes hat. So, um, I figured out how to win the Democratic Party. I literally figured it out. No, I got this hat in London. I got this hat. I literally got this hat at 22B Baker Street. I do be stealing white people culture. Yo, I will say this. Y'all did some fucked up shit in the past. But one thing y'all nailed? Motherfucking hats, man. Clap it up for the hats. Y'all y'all got that shit down pat. Y'all got that shit down pat. What is it called? Oh man, as soon as I read that, my dyslexia made my brain hurt. Ushanka? Ushanka? Ushenka. Is that what it really is called? I did? I really do enjoy the hat. I really do enjoy it. Well, I'll do my best to be very careful. To be very careful. For sure. Alright, I need to get some stories lined up real quick. I am about two-thirds. Okay, I'm about like halfway done editing all of the Japanese interviews. I have all of the Japanese interviews translated to the sub version, and I gotta tell you, I really did meet some heartwarming people. I really did meet some heartwarming people. I've never met so many women so happy to see me, and only and just giddy. Well, the normie news has to do with some fascism, so you know I love a good collaboration. When I can get tech, political, and like social media drama all in one, that is my final form. That is when I feel like I cannot be touched. We're going to Miami. No, no, no. I'm going to Miami. for a bachelor party. Indiana, Yonzin, what's up? Much love to you too, bro. Sis, Cuzzo. Yeah, they gonna have to let me out. Can you guys hear an echo of me somewhere? Oh, cool. I have that muted. Nice. All right. Okay. Cool. I know my mic jacking. Okay, so in 2010s, a personal data, information data misuse, March, former Cambridge employee, response to Facebook, wrong. April 20, Congress, Federal Trade Commission. You said it. Donald Trump. Okay. Huh. Well, I think it's because. Wait, OCR? I think it's because like those Destiny heads be going in there and just saying random bullshit, and it gets past the group here. Um, um, and Allah loves you too, Meditator. MashaAllah. May Allah's love find you all. No. We believe in Jesus. He came. He was mentioned in the Holy Quran. He was mentioned. Now, was he walking on water and doing all that other shit? to be determined. Allah is the only way. Allahu Akbar. But yeah. Oh, thanks. It's the hat I like to wear whenever we're about to do some detective work. Yeah. All right. So that's the first story. That's the first story we're gonna cover because I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that no one's seen the correlation that's going on. Oh yeah, we're if you don't see the correlation between Cambridge Analytica and the fact that the U.S. government has sold the information handling of two different companies in America that have the same capabilities because Cambridge Analytica was allowed to sell their research and more importantly, they patented their specific research terminology and methodology. Yeah, then we're cooked. And dare I say, we are 6 months out from the midterms, and I'm telling you now, Democrats are not going to do as well as we think they're going to do. And the reason is because 2/5 of the biggest microphones, 3/5 of the biggest microphones have been removed. 4/5 if you're thinking Facebook and Instagram are one in the same face. Facebook, Instagram. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Well, it'll be made in passing, but we'll give you a heads up before. We can't stop it. We can't stop it. We can't stop it for the love of it. The best king. I mean, I've been hit on by gay, straight, bi. I've been hit on all types of people. You, unfortunately, you don't ever get hit on. You don't ever get hit on, bro. You don't know what it's like to be hit on. Sucks to be you. Like, calling someone gay isn't a self-own anymore. What are you doing, bro? You could have just been like, hey, what's up, bro? Oh, wait, yeah, you made it to YouTube. Want me to mod you on YouTube? Aye. Yak wants to drop the hammer on somebody. Stone Cold. Oh wait, I'm not on my channel. Gangsta Grizzle. Did you? Ooh. Medi. Oh, I didn't even see your message, Medi. What'd you say? Jesus was sent down to earth to live a perfect life. I have a quick question for you, Medi. What color was Jesus for you? Does your Jesus have blonde hair and blue eyes? I'm just curious. All right, yeah. So yeah, let's take a quick little roller coaster of life. I forgot to put this. I need a new hard drive in there. Yeah, you can update the. I don't think my. I don't think my. You can update the list of banned words on YouTube. I don't think mine's is updated. I'm gonna go get some water though, and then we can yap for real. Yeah, yeah. Now you know why I asked you to do it because I couldn't figure it out. Roller coaster, I love. Roller coaster. Roller coaster. All right. Somebody told me I shouldn't show all of my tabs off, even if I'm not doing stuff that Dr. Kid Inspect is doing. And it's because people can alter your tabs. I was like, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Let's get into this. All right. Let's make this a little bit interact. I said I'm not doing any long, drawn out monologue intros anymore. I'm giving it the one off. So we're gonna do a short one, right? All right. Clap sync. 3, 2, 1. All right. Y'all already know what it is. I got my Sherlock Holmes. I got my Sherlock Holmes. Oh, that's funny. All right, y'all already know what it is. I got the Sherlock hat on, so you know I'm about to get into some business right here. And the thing I kind of want to stress is, like, this past Friday, everyone woke up. If you use TikTok, you woke up to using TikTok, and you were given a list of new service terms to agree to. And I think that's fine and dandy. Some people are overreacting about the status quo, about the fact that your gender, location, and things of that nature will be disclosed with TikTok. Newsflash, you haven't read the terms of service prior to this, clearly, because that was something that you agreed to way back when. These are things that they've already known about you. But I think the more interesting thing about it is the parallels of TikTok's new ownership and what those parallels mean in the grand scheme of things. So, like, today, let's talk about probably one of the most important videos I'm ever going to make. Because if I am right, in about 9 to 8 months after the primary happens, the Democrats aren't going to win. And the reason why the Democrats aren't going to win is because the platforms that they are most used to congregating and making a push for voter notoriety and getting the word out there, the platforms that they're most comfortable and used to doing that to, no longer belong to the people or the public. Let's talk about the tragic fate that is Facebook and how Cambridge Analytica led to the biggest reversal in the way we functionally think about how politics are done on the internet. Let's talk about how social media is going to steal an election and how this is not going to be the first time it happens. This is now going to be the second time, third time actually, that it happens. So let's talk about it. Clap it up. Let's talk about it.
Get down. Get down.
Oh,
Yeah. That made me think about another one, which was TikTok. Twitter, sorry. Yeah, we like that one. No, it's forever going to be known Twitter. It's still Twitter on my phone. How we doing, everybody? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. I'm here to predict the future. I'm pretty good at it. I predicted it when it happened on Twitter. Kind of predicted it when it happened on Facebook. So I'm 2 for 0. But I was gonna say, man, that's more for feels like a 0 for 2 situation. So that's why I got the hat on, because we're gonna do some detective work, and by detective work, simply see how history repeats itself. So let's go down memory lane real quick, right? Your 2010s, 2018, something like somewhere between 2010 and 2015. You are enjoying your best life on Facebook. This is before people have started making Shrimp Jesus AI slot memes. I mean, it was bad, but it was like the dude that peaked in high school was still relevant bad. It wasn't like game changing. It wasn't like that person had joined ICE. And I get it. We're not a political stream, but today we are.
Hey.
Feel me?
Chop
Today?
rice, chop rice. Chop rice. There's no meat.
It is not
Chop rice.
fire. It is not fire. Stop it. Shrimp Jesus is bad. It is literally making sundowning more apparent for people in the boomer generation. But Cambridge Analytica had a unique foundation where they had the ability to analyze Facebook's analytics. And what they quickly found out in a nutshell, and what we'll read about, is basically they can use social media to change people's opinion. That's the bread and butter of the situation. And if you understand that concept, then you understand why it's important to be able to grab this data, to understand this data, and then see how you can manipulate people in order to do it. And the one thing that simple-minded people do when they don't know something is they dig deeper. They dig in. They don't want to be corrected. And that's why I didn't go and make a debate channel to debate with right-wing people, because you don't change people's mind. You don't change people's minds with facts. You change people's minds with pain, regret, and a sense of like you can't make it without them. A sense of no community. That's how you change people's mind. It's brutal, but it's the fact. So with this in mind, when I heard about what was happening with TikTok today, I said to myself, there's a bunch of people crying about, oh, TikTok is being bought and sold and it's not the same, my algorithm changed. Fuck your algorithm. Your democracy is it's literally in the pit. You worried about if you're going to see Shrimp Jesus memes anymore. Your algorithm's about to be in the dog water hell gates of hell. And I just want to make sure that we're all clear about this, that this is how they're going to basically brainwash the next generation of people. And we're seeing examples of it, right? I did an example today. I posted a story specifically about ICE on my platform before it happened, and I posted it after it happened. And you're gonna see that both, while one got significantly lower, one has 0 and is still under review. This is how they're going to censor the people they don't like in the next election. And when's the next election? This year, November 3rd, right? Are you registered to vote? Let's find out. All the ways TikTok is broken, here's what's real and what's not. While social media rumors have suggested that the errors are examples of censorship, that's right, more than a day after the issue began, TikTok USD says that the problems are result of a power outage at a data center. What's the name of the data center? Where's the data center at? That is it. Working to resolve it, rumors of censorship targeting anti-ICE protests, happened to me, or attempting to block discussions of Jeffrey Epstein, whatever happened to that dude, appeared to be a misguided. Even the governor of California, resharing a misinformation posted on Twitter by Intelligent Pwog. Okay. Please, for the love of everything that's good, don't let that Harvey Dent pre-acid face mother lover get into office. Put the big belly boy himself, J.B. Prisker. I know he's a millionaire, but he gambles. I like him. He bought Bally's to Chicago. I've won $3,000 in one night there. Oh, Gavin Newsom. God have mercy. With the problems and the glitches blocking all kinds of videos and messages of the service throughout Monday night, starting early Sunday morning, TikTok, now under new ownership, the U.S. arm, started breaking down just a couple of days after Oracle and Co. took the reign. Its For You page algorithm is suddenly unreliable, while features like comments are failing to load or loading slowly, and publishing new videos seems nearly impossible for many people. Read on below. So this is an example. You can start a chat. So like this is them testing it out. New TikTok banning this. Let me see. Let me pull up my page specifically so we can see this example. Because I thought it was a glitch at first too, but by the time like I picked up on what was going on, it was already too late for me. They got me. Feel free to follow me on TikTok. Somebody hit exclamation mark. So if we're looking at this, right? So this is for February. So this is all the ones that I posted. These are the ones that are padlocked, are the ones that are meant to go. Where is it? So this one is about you can do what you can, do what you know. This one's literally about, like, you know, Nazis running up and down our streets right here. It's been processing. You guys saw this page load. This has been processing since Thursday. Can y'all see that? It's still processing since Thursday. They can't decide if punching Nazis on TikTok is an appropriate statement. Not really here to fight, right? Not really here to fight that. Can't argue with people if you don't own the platform, right? Here goes January 25th. These were two videos that were scheduled to post. One at 2:45 and one at 7:15. They've been relegated. I can't change this. I can't edit these. I can only delete them. Right? The moment I try and put it to everyone, I can't do it. I can't do it. So they won't let me change these. One talks about how Palantir is basically using facial ID for ICE. And then this one's talking about the protest that was supposed to happen, that's happening on Friday, where I'm basically saying starve them of their money. Call of Duty one went up, no problem. Money went up. This one still under review. This one is literally about web dev and coding. This is just the coding one that they just refused to let out. Stock market one was working. This is January 24th. So the moment the 25th came, I have basically been unable to post. I've been unable to post. And the one that did post only got one view. So like they can do it now. They can choose who they want to silence. They can choose who they want to silence. So TikTok's outage in the last 24 hours has been looking like this. What TikTok's new owners means for your feed. TikTok's officially under new ownership, and it could spell big changes for the video sharing app. On January 2022, ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company, and a group of investors closed a $14 billion deal spin-off the platform to U.S. operations slate of America. The Silver Lake investment firm, Abu Dhabi, MGX, and a cloud giant Oracle. So basically, a world, people who would never want to use this platform are now in charge of this platform. Right? Put all the worst uncles from Thanksgiving in one room and give them control over your cell phone. That's just what we did. We let a bunch of people who don't believe certain demographics of people deserve to have rights. I'll let you decide which one of those three is it. And then we have another one where we have literal companies having the right to peer into our own rights by using the data we have in using their platforms to usurp our First Amendment right, our Fourth Amendment rather, at least in the government's purview, but using the government because Trump literally said this company can't exist in America unless he has something to do with it. And if I don't know, and if that's not the government literally interfering with the Fourth Amendment, I don't know what is. So if you can't use the Constitution on these people, you can't use the laws against these people. What do you have? Right? Because it wasn't too long ago when this douche took over Twitter. Elon Musk, back in 2022, did this. He bought a company in order to control the narrative. And when I think back to like Twitter in the heydays, there's a part of me that doesn't feel like Twitter had that big of an impact. But that's literally what happens when you misunderstand the potential and the potential reach of psychopaths, and the gaps, the leaps and bounds people will take in order to receive hugs. Right? The leaps and bounds people will do to get a hug. Leaps and bounds. Because when it's all said and done, we could say that he bought the election for that, but hey, you know what? This went through. This went in. But going back to Cambridge Analytica, right? I think we don't really talk enough about how damaging this was. So the gist of it again, once again, is In the 2010s, a personal data belonging to millions of Facebook users was collected by a British consulting firm, Cambridge Analytica, for political advertising without informed consent. What's wrong with this? The data was collected through an app called This Is Your Digital Life, developed by the data scientist, I don't know how the fuck to say that name, but Kogan, as his company, Global Science Research. In 2013, the app consisted of a series of questions to build a psychological profile on users and collect the personal data of the user's Facebook friends via Facebook Open Graphic platform. The app harvested the data of up to 87 million Facebook profiles. Cambridge Analytica used the data to analytically assist the 2016 presidential campaign of Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. So the last time there was an opposition to this, it literally spurred on the Brexit referendum, and the two people who benefited from this are still in power now and have gotten stronger since. Ted Cruz still won't defend his wife or stay in cold weather, but you can't win everything. They literally used it to win their campaigns in the future. Ted Cruz used it in his 2016 campaign, and the information was so damning that he wouldn't be able to make any move further. He literally was told from the Analytica company, you don't have a shot in hell, and you'd be better to fall in line underneath Trump. And that's what he did. I mean, he is. He is. He won't defend his wife, but he's in power. You can insult his wife all you want. He won't do shit about that. So there are consequences to this action, to this move, right? And I think that's the part where I just want to, just close in on. There's no situation where if we sit idly, if everyone should abandon TikTok, is essentially what I'm saying, right? We should all abandon TikTok from the perspective of using this as a platform, or using it as a platform to gather, to create coalitions, to make plans of the future. Because all my favorite heroes in history have either been murdered by the government or have mugshots. And the reason why is because they always put somebody on the inside, right? They always got a guy on the inside. And that's the case right now. There's a guy. The call is coming from inside the house. And for some strange reason, unlike Cambridge Analytica, the last two attempts that they've done this, first with Twitter, now with TikTok, they put it out in the open. And I don't know if it's our faculties are too slow to react, or if it's because we literally haven't picked up game. I'm so tired of Democrats saying that Republicans are dumb when we have yet to outsmart them. So let this be a cautionary tale. I've been right on this twice already. I'm giving you if this was, Robo, you want to know why I'm so good at buying stocks? It's because I see shit like this. It's because I see the money. I see the money. I see it. This is because it's just plain. To me, it looks like easy. It looks like writing on the wall. The writing's on the wall. The call's coming from inside the house. So all I'm saying, all I'm asking, all I really want people to do is to simply build your coalitions off of these platforms. You have to get off of these platforms because they've already figured this part out. And I think the part that's more damning is at least with Cambridge Analytica, there were consequences for those actions. Elon Musk was rewarded. He's now twice as rich as he was before, and Grok AI is literally stealing our social security numbers and has access. His AI bot has access to files that he shouldn't, right? And now they're about to do it with TikTok. As a person who's on TikTok, I just showed you guys my numbers. It's not like I'm getting the views that I want to, so I'm pleading with you. In 8 to 6 months, if you're coming back here and you're here to tell me, Hero, you got to eat crow, the Democrats swept, Trump's basically about to get impeached, and they're going to remove him, hey, you know what, clap it up. I'm wrong. I'll eat crow. But if you're coming here to figure out if I have any mystical information about what to do next, now that I've been proven right for the third time, I guess you'll have to tune in next time to see what happens on Dragon Ball Z. Cause motherfucker, that's all we got. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm just here to touch what's about to happen. Now what we do about that information? Now what we do with that information? We'll have to see. Sherlock Holmes solves crimes. Now he don't necessarily have to stop him. You feel me? We're cooked. Yeah, basically, right? Basically. Now, we'll see. I'm optimistic, but I just found this to be fact. Like, I just saw this and I just felt everyone had the wrong angle for this. Everyone had such a bad angle for this, and I was like, this is not the problem, y'all. Yeah, I have my old camera up there. Remember how you used to say like this camera is like high def and I look good in this camera? That's because I put the shitty camera up there. Yeah, does that mean you haven't been watching my YouTube videos? Because you would know the answer to that question. And you telling on yourself, Yag. You're telling on yourself. No, I'm just playing. When do you have time to watch my videos when you're always here with me? And if I had a choice, I'd always want you here with me. Go ahead, say it. You love me. Don't worry, I love you too. Your silence speaks volumes. All right. Do we want to? This is something that. So my friends told me. All right. We can ice out. I have. My friend told me that they wanted me to start reading the subreddit Recruiting Hell, to read some of the letters there. They just feel like me reacting to that would really give people hope. So we can do 15 minutes of that, or we can do 30 minutes of icing out. What do y'all want first? Down with forever. I just said which. I said you're gonna get both, but which one do you want first? Because I'm also still looking for one more tech news. Tech news. Ice me, baby. All right. Well, in that case, I gotta change out the hat. You feel me? It's cold outside. You feel me? It's cold in these motherfucking streets. It's cold in these motherfucking streets. Now we going. Oh yeah, we got to go to Minnesota for this one. Like, you want to know something, and it's not fair. It's not fair that. So, I want to start with this. There was someone at my job who asked a very simple question of me that I wasn't like, I'm happy someone got the answer for me, because I don't know if I had the right answer for this. The question that was posed to me was very simple. Hero, what would you do if they killed one of my nurses like that? What would you do if they killed one of my nurses like that? And it was truly a mind rattling question for me. Right? It was truly a mind boggling situation for me. Because I love my nurses. My nurses are all black. And then I sat there and told myself, I know exactly what I would do. I have the answer. I present to you Philando Castile. A mixture. I'll do you one better. What would happen if what happened to Renee Good and Alex happened to the same person? Both actions happened to the same person. Pulled over, shot in the head in the car, legally carrying, obeying all orders. What would I do? I'll tell you what I did in 2016 when this happened. I punched a cop in Oklahoma. This happened in Minneapolis, St. Paul. It's already happened. So for me, the question isn't what I've done. And for y'all that don't know the story here, he was pulled over, informed the officer he has his weapon and his concealed carry license on him. The officer said, "Don't reach for it." He said, "I'm not going to." The officer withdraws his weapon, says, "Don't reach for it." I said, "Officer, I'm not reaching for anything." And then he shoots him. Philando Castile worked as a nutritional service in a hospital. And he was acquitted of all charges in a jury trial in 2017. Right? Hey, but the family got $3.8 million. At the time, the biggest payout ever. George Floyd eclipsed that 3 times. So I told him, you don't have to ask me what I would have done. Brother, what are you going to do? White man? Because it was a doctor. What are you going to do? Because at this point, we already know the consequences of what's going to happen to us. We might become this is the new lottery for black people. This is a new lottery. Who needs a scratch-off ticket when they can scrape your body off the ground? The thing that's really annoying, and it's just like proof that you can't have this conversation on the internet anymore, is people saw the video and they still want to lie and disbelieve their eyes. Do you know how crazy you have to be mentally to see something and then say, no, that's not how it happened, and conjure up something in your mind? Like, you mean to tell me we're going to get gun control? We're going to get gun control because people said they want to arm up now? Because the left, like, where are all those don't tread on me people? Where are you? When Philando got shot, the NRA didn't make a statement for him. Alex got shot, they made a statement for him. It's too late. It's too late. And yet and still, it's not enough. Because I haven't seen enough aggression. I'm telling you guys this right now. I need to see a therapist. Because the body count isn't high enough. We're almost to the end of January, 4 more days. More people need to go. More people need to suffer. I told you, the threshold of suffrage in this country hasn't met its maker yet. And these people have to. They have to. Because I thought a white woman being shot, gunned down, was all they needed. A white man. And you know what? It shifted the tone. We're going to have a shutdown on Friday, right? Government shutting down on Friday. So we're screwed there. At least all the things that will keep people alive is going to be a partial shutdown. So SNAP's benefits, all of those benefits are going to be there. And as far as the 7 Democrats that are going to go, we now know that it's going to be 6 because Fetty Wap is going to vote with them. We know that independent said he wasn't going to, but he doesn't like shutdowns at all. And then that chick in Maine. So now it's down to 4. And remember, we're talking about the same Congress that during the last shutdown, that was the longest in history, the lead speaker, the most senior Democrat, couldn't corral his soldiers to conform. In fact, he picked 7 who were prepared to retire at the next cycle to vote on it. What makes you think that these people aren't going to do the same thing? Dumbass. What makes you think these people aren't going to do the same damn thing? They're literally going to be voted out or retiring in 4 months. We've seen this, dumbass. You can't play the same trick on us twice. Moreover, it's because Democrats are more efficient at getting, and you have to stop calling them illegal or illegal aliens, because it does something to your mind. It makes you think less of them. They're immigrants. I'm an immigrant. I am first generation. If my mother didn't have a fucking 10-pound baby at the airport, this channel doesn't exist. Maybe it does. But do I cross the same paths with the same strangers? It's mind-boggling to me. Like, and when I say suffrage, I don't necessarily mean bodies have to hit the floor. I said that and somebody was like, oh, so you want more people to die if it's necessary? Like I said, all my heroes are either dead or have prison identification numbers. Don't be too shy to get your hands a little dirty. When I say people need to suffer, I mean farmers have to lose their land and then watch it be bought for pennies on a dime by J.D. Vance's company. There was a carrot farmer, who literally has $8.9 million of harvest sitting and rotting. And he said he would be willing to pay them 40 times their normal salary. Quick question. One, if you can pay someone 40 times more than what they are worth, how much were you paying them in the beginning? Two, if someone offered you to pay me 40 times, you wouldn't even have to get to 10. 3. But they've made it a problem for themselves, and I just have to want and like it's not just but I'm a Democrat. I don't vote for that. Yeah, but what about your uncle? Accountability is a motherfucker, and that shit is heavy. Because everybody thinks accountability, we're talking about be accountable for yourself. No, it's be accountable for your community. Dickhead. You're a farmer. And when you go to farmer spaces and you hear them saying, yeah, Trump's going to get rid of these illegal immigrants, and you didn't look back at your farm and say, shit, I don't know if Patty, well, we call her Patty, but her name is Azucena. But shit, I don't think Azucena would make it. Yeah, Patty might not make it. Hey, Ted, could you shut the fuck up, please? Because if Azucena doesn't come to work on Monday, $8.9 million will never get invested. I just never understood how a country that specialized in exporting, or rather stealing human beings from one country and bringing them to another, have a problem with borders all of a sudden. And this wasn't a problem with borders because, once again, Democrats are better at removing immigrants. Immigrants who have overstayed their visas, have overstayed their process. Democrats are better and more efficient at it. So this wasn't about getting rid of them. This is about cruelty. And when your government is exercising cruelty on you, you have a necessary duty to remind them that they might be grasshoppers, but we are ants. And we outnumber you. Like, when democracy is being forced out of the grip, like, cause like immediately, something I saw immediately is when he decided to bring in the National Guard. When he decided to bring in the National Guard, I saw them serving donuts and coffee. White people, are you so easily tamed? Also, when have they ever brought in the National Guard to bring out donut and coffee? Like, white people literally will see, like, protests from the Black Lives Matter protests. People are getting brutalized, getting beat up, and they're gonna say, this is gonna be their BLM. This is gonna be their Black Lives Matter protest. Remember when we stood in y'all? No. They literally gave y'all the easy, like, y'all turned the difficulty down to beginners. When I see kids at protests, that's not a protest, that's a parade. At least if I see kids that aren't bleeding. I already seen libs on Twitter praising Obama for deporting 4 million people without violence. Exactly. And that's because, once again, there's a demographic of people that this hasn't touched yet. And I needed to touch more poor people. I needed to touch more delusional poor white people. They love it. So now we have two parties. One feigning that we're not going to allow the government to move forward, but we will let the other bills go through, except for this one. So we'll make sure that nothing hurts. None of our stakeholders, none of our companies, none of our donors get hurt. But what was it? Oh, we have to reform. How do you reform shooting someone in the back 3 times? Twice in the neck, 1 in the chest. 14 at the head. How do you reform that? How do you reform 50 people being shot and killed, 72 being shot at in less than 6 months? You can't like, why do people want to put a bow on shit and call it pretty shit? So let me give you the game plan here, because these raids have been a great example, and you know what they've been an example of? Reconnaissance. Because you want to know what else ICE was doing while they were in these states, specifically blue states. Everyone always made a fuss about that. Why are they in blue states? Well, that's where sanctuary cities are. Shut up. Let me put back on my Sherlock Holmes hat. Motherfucker, let me solve some fucking crimes for you. What's happening? What's happening? Let me solve this motherfucking crime for you, bro. What's happening in about 7 to 8 months? A primary election. Now, going in order, California, Minnesota, Illinois, New York, New Jersey. Wait a minute. I just mentioned 6 states that are either swing or already blue. So what does that tell you? This wasn't a mission about getting immigrants all the way out of there. It was the premise. But the plan is to set up how they're going to harass people come election day. This is the blueprint for how they're going to harass and suppress the vote during election day. And I'm telling you, Democrats are sitting here thinking they can outsmart. This is not going to go the way they think this is going to go. Democrats think that they're going to be able to outthink and outmaneuver them. This is not going to be the case. We need to set up laws, regulations, and enforcement to guarantee the safety of voters during election season. Because if we don't, all that's going to happen is ICE is going to use this as a reason to walk up to anybody and simply ask for identification and papers. And guess what? If you don't have them, they're going to arrest you, because then they're going to hit you with 2 charges: trying to vote illegally and being undocumented in America. Papers, please. Right? They're going to ask you very simply,
why are you here?
And if you say I'm here to vote, they're going to say you're not part of these people. They're going to say you're not part of the people. So that's the game plan. This is all a setup and a premise, because you can see it happening again. And I don't want to be right, but they haven't proven. Yeah, she sent a memo basically saying, give us the voter rights rolls and we'll leave your city. That's what they want. That's what this has been about the whole time. And you know what? Could you imagine? We wanted Waltz to win, and that's nothing. Waltz, you a bitch. I'm gonna go ahead and say that real quick. You a soft, weird, bitch ass, punk ass baby boy. You are bitch made. Because it took me a while. The thing that I really let me know that you was a bitch was when it came time to either take the lead or fall in line. You could have been a leader and said, no, I think I'm a better option than Kamala. I think I have better presentation than Kamala. I think that I would be a better candidate than her. But you didn't want to rock the boat. But I guess the reason why you didn't is because you actually weren't that dope. You could have been that dude, but you didn't want that. You'd rather fall in line in the status quo than do the same reason how you're not going to go for re-election, because a bunch of corrupt people called you corrupt. Figure out what happened with the money. Figure out how it happened. Find the people in the organizations that caused it. Exorcise them from the group, and only then and then should you go down and rest. This whole thing, when you don't get your way, too much pressure's on you, you want to retire and quit, that's that weak shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get that shit out of here. He folded faster than church chairs on a Sunday at 11:59, right before the Eagles and the Cowboys play. They folded him up quick, fast, and in a hurry. Get those chairs on the wall, and y'all get the hell up out my damn church. Where are we at on the political spectrum? To be honest, we're just at the base level right now. Simply, hey, people being shot in the face because of the status of immigrants, overkill. People still making $725 when the lowest rent available in the whole entire country is $1,300, maybe a little much. But it's not about a political temperature. It's just about common sense. What's right? What's the simplest version of this? And that's the thing that's really disappointing. Like like not once did you guys have the balls, the brassness. Start it. Be the change you seek. But then again, donuts are good. And we know that it's easier to make people docile. And you want to know why you got to turn the temperature down now, right? Want to know why you got to turn the temperature down now, right now? Because what happened on Saturday? They had to cancel an NBA game because there's too much violence. And our little trinkets here in America keep us docile. Once money starts getting involved, once money gets involved, they got to turn the temperature down. No, because but the problem is, we're not ready. We're not ready. No, there's no level of political organization readily available in order to take on the government. There's not one. There's literally nobody. There's no internet. There's no internet brewing. There's no outstanding. Maybe the closest we have is Mondami. Kudos to him for being a mayor. And granted, he's New York's mayor, so he is the mayor. But he is the mayor of all mayors. Saying, nah, fuck ICE, don't pay him. Good on him, right? Good on him. Just literally shining a light for all the lost Democrats out there. Hey, you don't know how to. I know this is a tough one for you guys. Let me show you how to do this. It's fuck ICE, okay? Here's the light. Follow the light. But then I want to take this like to its optimal conclusion, right? No, but tell me when America was ever first for anybody. Tell me, was America first for the Apache Indians who were scalped and maimed and raped and brutalized? Was it ever first for them? During America's worst time, America's greatest recession, the Harlem Renaissance took place. Essentially, during the worst epidemic for white people, black people were thriving. Was it good then, though? Because for black people, it was great. A lot of white people didn't do so well. Right? So when I hear people say, oh, put America first. Tell me, should the first people in line be the people who are most deserving? The people who saved America the most? We're talking about our veterans, our heroes. The people who took the lashes on their back, got the blood in their blood, taste the blood in their mouth, and the pain in their back. I'm talking about the strongest demographic of people in America. Surely, if we're talking about those Americans, then black women should be first, right? Black women should be first. That's easy.
Get down.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because it just occurred to me. Well, it did just occur to me, but was it 94% of black women voted for Democrats? Was it some 90 or 88% for men? I just think black women should just make their own coalition. Make the third party should be an all black women's party. No. You're staying. Oh yeah, no one's gonna ban you. I already told Yak don't ban you. You're gonna sit here. You're gonna earn your ban, or you're gonna sit here and get educated. Pick one of the two. We'll put you in timeout for a day. But you just know anytime you come here, you're gonna be highly educated. Right? Just make black women in charge of it. They'll fix everything. They fixed me. And you guys know I was a mess. So, if we're not willing to take that a major extreme, then we're shit out of luck. But ultimately, if I wanted to take race completely out of this, which you should want to do, if you want to solve the problem of America, you simply have to make America take care of its weakest demographic, and that is the poor and middle class. Right? Material goods. Like, I don't want to see kids not being able to get the things they need to live equitable lives. I don't like seeing parents work 40 hours a week some 50, 60 hours and still not make it to the end of the day. It's not fair. And of course, if you're so busy working, if you're so busy trying to survive, when will you have time to defend yourself? They make it so that you can't focus on anything else. Have you ever got off of work and said you want to work on your dreams and you said, I'd rather just go to sleep instead? Could you imagine sleeping and not being able to dream? Could you imagine saying that you have a dream, but every time you close your eyes, it's a fucking nightmare? They weaken the mind so that the body loses the will to fight. We're talking about a group of people that they're okay seeing medicine take over their lives. They rather encourage you to take 500 of metformin instead of them giving you $19 an hour, $19 a month to pay for a gym membership and give you a recommended doses of working out. Try it. Hey doc, I would like metformin, which costs $300 per packet. That'll get your blood sugar under control in a heartbeat. Or we could give you $19 and let you work out. No. And that's crazy. A system that is habitually built for people not to grow or not to further have any prosperous ideas of what their future is going to be is truly diabolical. It's truly tragic. So for me, I guess I'll leave it with that. I just want to see people win. I just want to see people win. But unfortunately, we got to leave some people behind. Like Harriet Tubman had the right idea. Harriet Tubman had the right idea. If you couldn't keep up with the 7-minute mile pace, she was putting one in you. She was putting one in you. Or the fact that she had so many alternate routes that she would purposely lead people down this one route, and when she knew the one dude that wasn't gonna make it started giving up, she'll shoot him and then backtrack and go the other way. Which is a crazy crossover, but she understood the necessities of sacrifice, and I don't know, but that's the path. That's the pathway. The crazy part is how to defeat this is already, there's a non-violent way and there's a violent way, and it's clear that we're not prepared for the violent way. So on Friday, don't go to work, call off. I know I am. Give me an excuse to take the day off. Give me the excuse to take the day off. Oh yeah, we could put him in timeout. We'll put him in timeout. Yeah, let him sit in timeout. Because I haven't had a chance to read all of his text. I haven't had a chance to read it. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, respond to him seriously. But you know my whole thing. I don't like banning people. Because you're just lonely, bro. You're in timeout now, so you can just listen. You have my attention now, and I can see all your messages. You're just lonely, and I think that's cool. It's cool. But the question I have for you is Oh, on YouTube, yeah, they can't tell that. The thing that like I don't know about people is like moving to YouTube. It's just people like you could like try your best to like derail, but like I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. H town, D town, town. You feel me? I was already built with the sound. Stop banning people on YouTube. Don't ban them. Just put them in timeout. Yeah, go put them in timeout. Don't ban them, because we need these losers to eventually figure out that being mindless won't get you far. He was just saying mindless stuff. Okay, real quick, we're gonna do a speed run. My friend told me that I had to go down recruiting hell for this, and they said I should only focus. They said don't focus on the memes. How to remove people from timeout? I think a timeout is like permanent. They gotta get that, and like you can put them in timeout for like 24 hours or 1 week, which is crazy. Putting someone in timeout for a week, god damn. Okay. Yeah, I think that's diabolical. All right. 24 hours? Yeah, 24 hours is perfect. Me personally, I prefer 10 minutes. Because I like saying, hey, count to 600, motherfucker. It's a catchphrase of mine. And then I hit him with this. All right, it's time.
All right, man, let's
go ahead and get him up out of here. Count to 600. Go ahead, count to 600. All right, clap sync. Clap sync, 3, 2, 1. All right, one of my coworker friends suggested that I start reading the recruiting hell subreddit on not Discord, on Reddit, and they said that like I'm gonna run into some stories, and they just like the way I give advice in general, so they wanted me to give real life advice to that, and I said to myself, I feel like Reddit is a cesspool of some of the worst people and best people, but I'll entertain this. So we're not really focused on the memes. And first and foremost, the reason why I can't focus on the memes is because my name's Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. We're in recruiting hell subreddit. First thing that pops up on the screen is Anne Hathaway. Can't take it serious. Breaking, applying to a job in 2025, statistically equivalent to hurling your resume into a black hole per Business Insider. I don't know. I don't want to understand. I don't want to understand Reddit, but I do want to read the events. All right, so what was the title of this one? Hold on. Title of this one: HR got mad after I rejected their interview letter. I'm extremely disappointed with how you handled our interview request. Failing to take or respond properly to a scheduled interview call reflects a lack of professionalism and responsibility. When candidates apply for a role, We expect a basic level of respect for other people's time. Your behavior shows otherwise. If you were no longer interested, the least you could have done was communicate clearly instead of ignoring the process. Think this kind of attitude raises serious concerns about your reliability and work ethic. We will not be moving forward. Bitch, you can't move forward with this person. He's not moving forward with you. What are we talking about?
Get down.
What are we talking about? That's like your girlfriend breaking up with you and you calling her 2 weeks later and saying, I think we've had enough. We can break up. I'm in Miami getting my back cracked by a dude named Hero. You feel me?
Bang, bang,
You hear that? I'm getting my back cracked by a dude named Hero. No one cares about you, Todd. That was her ex's name, Todd. He called her while we were on vacation. It was crazy. We will not be moving forward with you in your application. I suggest you take this as feedback and reassess how you handle professional commitment in the future. Okay, I have some questions here. Cause like I guess there's a question. The question I have is, I already accepted a job and posted the whole journey in 30 days. This week I got an email follow-up about an interview request from weeks ago. I had already declined it earlier and clearly told them I'd accepted another offer. No ghosting, no drama. Okay. I feel like the way this kind of read, I'm not going to lie, I feel like this just read sort of like an automated response, because I know we have automated responses for people who decline our offers, and then we have an automated message for people when we set up an interview and they don't come to the interview. So a no call, no show, right? This looks like this looks verbatim like what our no call, no show looks like. But if he's saying that he responded in kind, then this is just like a power trip. This is just a power trip. So I find no nastiness past that, but it does suck that like if he did actually do all the things he was supposed to do, and he like, then this is sort of irrelevant. And then also, don't lecture me. Shut the fuck up. Because also like if this is like the type of business where they don't have a dedicated CRM that like Greenhouse or LinkedIn profiles or LinkedIn Business, where it sorts all of the, like, now that I'm on the inside, I see how all of these application things work. And if it's one of those things where the application, the application, it leaves a text box where they can put their preference for interviewing days. In those preferences, they can literally say, I decline, or I'm moving on, because there is no box to check. And that's because you don't really want to give them a box. If they've made it that far, you kind of want to incentivize them. So I get where this is coming from, but it's just, this is like them not knowing who they're responding to. So basically the calendar invite went up, and once the calendar invite was made, no one ever checks the email again. No one ever checks the thread of it again. And if they do check the thread of it again, it's probably to go get his resume, because they haven't looked at it since. So I see this is miscommunication and it's actually bad on the company. It's actually bad on the company. Harsh reality in today's market, you could work for Microsoft for 3 to 5 years, then end up at Walmart retail worker. Oh my God. I see a number of people say that they're not accepting any shit jobs. Ooh. Okay. There's no such thing as a shit job as long as it's paying your bills. You feel me? And for the record, every job is shit. It's just, what type of shit do you want? You want that shit that you can't get with one wipe? Or you want to get your shit up in one wipe? Walking around with mud butters in hot weather is not a good thing. Go to the pizza party, right? Robo knows. Go to the pizza party. job that is below them after still being unemployed for 2 years, you would think after 24 months someone would realize that any job would have to do for the time being. And just because we were once at the top of our lives, it doesn't guarantee it will always remain that way. Sometimes we have to accept the huge setback to get back up. Sure. But you mean to tell me you worked at Microsoft for 5 years and you didn't make one friend? You didn't go to one conference in 5 years to make more acquaintance? This just screams I don't know how to like navigate social settings. I don't know how to collaborate. I don't know how to make business partnerships. Everyone's job serves a purpose in our society. While I acknowledge the job market isn't great at the moment, we should also be self-evaluating our own behavior and think whenever. I don't know if this is about him or if he's just talking, but if this is about him, you gotta. Yeah. You have to, like, you're not. We filled out over 2,000 applications. We got a job because we said hello to somebody, and I gotta hold that one. Giving up hope after 2,796 applications, 3 final interviews, unemployment running out. I have over 9 years of experience as top talent, but no interviews for weeks. Forced to work remote as a single mom to a child on the spectrum, I feel like a failure. That's tough. That's tough. Giving up hope. What does she do, though? Like, what were you doing for 9 years? I work in IT, and ever since COVID, I've been... So, like, okay. IT. The part of my mind immediately goes to what your most important things are, and it's your child. And from there you can extrapolate backwards. Because of your child is your most important thing. Is there something that your child is on the spectrum? Now, if the child is on the spectrum to the extent where this child can't afford to go to public schools because they don't have the infrastructure to maintain this child, so thus she has to do it herself, or she has to hire extended help. The fact that she's also been on unemployment, have over 9 years of experience, but she's running out of unemployment. This is the definition of insanity. She has to find another way. You need to find a way to, and it's the hardest thing to do, because who's going to take better care of your child other than you? Specifically while your child isn't a burden to you, the fact of the matter is your child might not be as your child. The world isn't required to love your child like you love them. Whenever those parents show you the picture of their kids, oh, look at my kid. Fuck that kid. I don't want to see that punk ass picture. But this is tough. This is tough. But like, I can tell you now, you could fill out 4,000 more applications. It's not gonna work for you. I feel like in this situation, if you have enough time, maybe go develop a trade. Sorry, not a trade. Another at-home skill. Because like the thing about it is, you can't just. You know what we did? We filled out applications while we learned how to code. We filled out applications while we learned how to code. We were doing the same thing while doing something new. And for her, notice how there's nothing in there that gives her the ability to say something new. Now, I'm not comparing working surgery to taking care of a child on the spectrum. One of those are clearly more difficult than the other. And if you had to think about that, you're the problem. But the excuse of not wanting to get better because of your current predicament is what we talked about in our last statement. You're setting yourself up to never get better, right? So you got to fix that. You got to. This is truly sad, but you have to find a way of getting better. Oh. Do you ever resent boomers for having an easier job market back in the day? I hear so much about how much easier things were several decades ago when you could physically walk into a company and ask for a job and you'd have it within 1 week, and the job paid enough to live on, and the price of everything was ridiculous. Yeah. You know, not to be that guy. But when you say boomers, you mean white people, right? Because when people say boomer, I never think of boomers as black people or minorities. When you think of the word boomer, you think of white people. Is that a fair assessment? Is that a fair shakedown? I've never called my parents a boomer. I just called them old. Is that a fair assessment? So with this assessment, all right, as one person in chat agrees, so I'll take that. But yeah, because they also had the GI Bill. They didn't have to worry about redlining. They also didn't have to worry about zoning. They didn't have to worry about their neighborhood having a highway built through it. They didn't have to worry about their neighborhoods being bombed. They didn't live in food deserts. Oh, you don't know what a food desert is? It's when a grocery store isn't within walking distance of you and your house, or you and your school, or you and your grandparents or mothers or next of kin's housing. It's the four contexts of places where you can get fresh produce or meats without driving a car. They made that impossible. So I don't know if this person understands that things weren't better. Discrimination was just allowed. And now, when the playing field is even, mediocre people don't rise to the top. That's what you're experiencing. Okay, and let's. I want to look at this one. And there was, no, Robo, you're in a food desert, because if you didn't have a car, you wouldn't be able. I don't think people understand how dangerous it is that they need a car to go get groceries. And so many people don't understand how dangerous that is. Because if you don't have a car, and it's negative 33 degrees outside, you walking? You walking 4 miles to go get food? You'll die out there. You will die out there. Yeah, not enough people talk about food deserts. Not enough people talk about it. Every job wants 3 interviews like they're picking a spouse. 3 interviews for a job that pays $18 an hour is crazy. I miss when jobs were like interview, hire. Now it's recruiter screening. That's necessary. Hiring manager interview. That's necessary. Culture fit. That's necessary. Assessment. Yeah, if you're going into be, well, given the caveat, this is $18 an hour. What job would you be required to be paid $18 an hour and need an assessment? I was gonna say, the technicians who clean instruments for us, but all of the technicians on my floor make $25 an hour. I don't know if there's any professional. Culture Fit for $18 is okay. Because I think a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand bureaucracy and business lingo, and that's to figure out. I think the assessment is where I draw the line, because what job requires me to have an assessment and I don't make $100,000 a year? He hasn't been able to find work. Yeah, but Robodom, if I asked you what Robodom, you've been in this community long enough. If I asked you what he needs to do, you could tell me what he needs to do. You know what he needs to do to level up. References, I think this is always a good thing. It never hurts to have someone speak on your behalf. A background check, yeah, I don't want to work next to a PDF. I think that's okay. And now he's waiting to hear back for an offer for an interview. Hey, clap it up. Oh, he's talking about I thought he was talking about the post. My bad. Nah, clap it up. Tell your friend congratulations. Personality quiz. This one is just this is part of HR. This one sucked. I remember I had to do this as an anesthesia tech. Yeah, you know I'm dyslexic. Come on, help me out. Tell us about a time you had to overcome adversity. Yeah, there was a time when I was making $18 an hour and I couldn't survive on my own. Fuck. Fuck. You want to talk about adversity? Bitch, I'm going through trauma. You want to talk about adversity? I'm living through trauma. Let's do this one. Let's bring this reality to the forefront. So, how many of us are age 30 and above, had to move back into our parents' house, or currently always had to live with them? Had to move back into your parents' house? Who has? Well, you want to know something that I found interesting? Almost, it's interesting, but it's like, hold on. What percent of people who have a job in America are homeless? 40 to 60%, approximately. Where is that stat from? While employment helps people stay housed, it does not guarantee housing. As many as 40 to 60% of people experiencing homelessness have a job. Yeah, we gotta. It's got. Yo, it's over.
In it, molded by it.
It's over.
Hey, yo, what the
But housing is unaffordable because wages have not kept up. Even if they wanted to keep up with them now, some of these is just impossible. Like, I'm sorry. $25 an hour isn't helping you to afford a $300,000 house. My parents bought a $95,000 house off of $30,000. Like, when I look at my mom and dad's salary, I make 10 times as much as my mom and dad's salary. Who has been made... And you want to know something about living at home? I feel this. Because I moved out when I was 16, and I didn't need an extra day to do it. Because the moment imagine, because, you know, be grateful. Be grateful to, if you have parents, like, this is something specifically in Nigerian households, Black, African dad homes. This is a hot take for me. This what I'm about to say is a hot take right here. Parents who make their kids feel like shit because they have to come back home didn't prepare you for the life you're experiencing. They failed you. They failed you. Because when I turned 16, not only was I made to feel insignificant about my own accomplishments, so I made it into college. I got a full ride scholarship, and throughout my whole entire life, my parents have never opened up my mail. But the one time that my scholarship comes in the mail, they open that letter, and they pass it around all their friends, and just wrinkle the paper. I have to sign this paper. It's got stains in it. I got to sign this paper and send it back to them. And they say, "Oh, congratulations." And I say, "Why are you opening my letters? This is my house. This is my mail." "Well, as long as you live in my house, why is my..." And they made a fuss about it. I said, "I'll leave." And that summer, the moment I graduated, I packed my bags up and I went to school. I went to go train with the incoming sophomores. I was the only freshman amongst sophomores training that year. And it became a thing because I was like, no, my parents told me I have to start paying rent. So I left. So there's a demographic of parents out there who see their kids as a ticket, a meal ticket. And it is especially problematic in the Black community because we are the first generation of kids, the first generation of people, adults, who got some disposable income. A lot of our parents were living paycheck to paycheck, and they did the best they could for us. God bless them. But they're spiteful, and they don't show any remorse or concern about what you're trying to accomplish. And then they'll turn around and hit you with the question, "Oh, why aren't you married?" "Right, because I got a kid already. I got 2 of them. Geriatric as fuck." And they don't listen, and all they do is sit around and watch TV. Yag with the hot take. But it shouldn't be shameful to be living with your parents. It's communal. When it's people supporting each other, absolutely. Yag, you're so right. But you know, when you're a youth living with your parents, and if you're living with if you're down on your luck and you're living with somebody that says they can come live with you, the thing that they always say, or the thing that they always do, is little annoying shit. Like, you'll hear them getting ready. Like, you'll be asleep on the couch, and you'll hear them getting ready for work, and you're asleep on the couch. But what they gonna do? They gonna turn on the TV. They gonna turn on the radio. They gonna open the blinds up and make sure your ass is up too. I gotta be up. You gotta be up. So now, all of a sudden, you can't sleep, you can't rest because you're not at peace. So anytime they come in your vision, you hop up and start cleaning. You start sweeping the carpet. You start mopping the ceiling. You start blow drying the damn dishes. You do anything to look busy. And then they'll say some dumb shit to you. They'll say some dumb shit. My boy from the Grits and Eggs podcast said this shit. They'll say some dumb shit to you on their way out. I know I don't got no internet, but the library got a computer. You should have tried applying. The job's there. Like, bitch, I know. But the reason why I'm not doing all of that shit is because I'm depressed. I'm clinically depressed. I don't have any motivation to be productive. Yeah, but if society doesn't give you a realm of in which you can provide for your family, so do you? Or so, but from that, Han, from that assessment, are you telling me that poor people shouldn't be allowed to have kids? Are poor people not allowed to be married? Society should not dictate if you are allowed to experience social things. Society shouldn't dictate that for you. The stigma of children living with their parents is something that comes from not wanting to be perceived as a bad parent, ironically. Because if your kid can't get out of the house, then you didn't set them up. You didn't do a good enough job getting them ready. And instead of you to take that criticism into consideration and try and do something to make sure that they can propagate and survive in this horrible place that we call Earth, home, you double down and say, I'm not a bad parent. You're a bad kid. Get the fuck out. You're not going to have me in here looking bad. You're not going to have me in here looking bad. So that's what it comes down to, right? That's what it comes down to. No, so many people refuse. Like, this is like when I hear parents talking about, like, especially, and then trauma is passed down. Then you have people my generation, my age, Generation X, saying to their kid, no, I'm not going to make a college fund for him. They got to go to college like I went to college. I paid off my student loan. You soft back, lazy neck, hard head, soft bottom, triple chin, non-seeing left eye, cataracts, right eye, loving mother lover. Who has dreams and aspirations of seeing their kids suffer? That's a poverty mindset. Oh, I suffered, you gotta suffer. No, the only time you should be saying shit like that is, hey, you wanna be better? You wanna be better than the rest? You wanna be extraordinary? You're gonna have to work out. You're gonna have to train. You're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to practice. That's the only time where tough love should ever be implied. Oh, Dad, I want to be like you and be big and strong. Yeah, I've been working out longer than you've been alive. When you were a twinkle in my eye, I was bench pressing 400 pounds. That's how I got your mom pregnant. Do I know about a more fatty by... No, I don't. What is the context for that? But yeah, that was me on my soapbox. We were talking about people not being able to get a job, and somehow we talked about how people couldn't get into houses. So there's that. There's that. Well, yeah, I guess they are related. Yeah, you're right. More related than I actually like to admit. It's kind of sad. Super radical take. I think people should be able to live in homes, even if they can't afford them. Yeah, I said it.
Get down.
Even if they can't afford, let them stay. Let them stay. Hey, get. This was the hottest take I had in a long time. I said this and somebody started crying at work. I said, if you make less than $300,000 a year, you should get food stamps. I'm putting the Russian hat back on. I'm not solving shit no more. Let me put my hat back on. The basic idea is that in order for one to grow or have a revelation, terrible things need to happen to you. Otherwise, you can't learn or grow from it. It's more about the acceptance that terrible things has happened to you. See, that would only make sense. That would only make sense if I didn't see rich people's kids perfectly fine. That song doesn't play out life. It might be encouraging for people who are doing less than great, but you don't have to suffer in order to live a good life or learn a lesson. Shit, I have never been shot, but I can tell you right now, I don't need to be shot in order to know that shit will kill you. It's pretty convincing. I am convinced. You know, a lot of people haven't had threesomes. I have. A lot of people think it's great. It's tiring. Yeah, it's cool to brag and say you had 2 women at the same time. But do you have the quality pumps to do that? You feel me? The stroke to pleasure ratio doesn't lift. I don't know what that means, Yak. What does that mean? Okay, you guys are tired of me? Alright, you guys are tired of me. Oh. Alright, we're done. We're done. Sheesh. Just out here giving out some quality pumps. But yeah, I don't think anybody who's telling you grind, bitch, relax. Take a day off. It's okay. It's so okay. It's so okay. Because from my perspective, you can't really have gratefulness, gratitude with what you have unless you accept that your life is imperfect. So you have to see / aware that you have both positive and no, absolutely. Absolutely. No, absolutely. Absolutely. No, lie on your resume. Absolutely lie. I guarantee you, if more people lied on their resume, they'd be like, people are good. And when you see someone has applied to 2,000 jobs, I know that they're an honest person. Capitalism isn't for honest people. Capitalism isn't for honest people. Do you have your YouTube stream now? Wait, I think I do. Can you guys hear it? Wait, I think I do. Can you guys hear it? Oh, we have an echo? Wait. We have an echo? Wait. We have an echo? I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know where it's coming from. Wait, I think I know. Wait, I think I know. Yeah, I found it. But to get back to, I feel like, Han, I totally agree, but this position that you're presenting now isn't the one that you originally presented. The one you originally presented was, you must suffer. You will never know grace unless you have touched the fires of hell, and this you will not know what pleasure will feel like until you've wrenched in and dipped yourself into the cool waters of Lake Minnetonka. Like, that's what it came off as. But, like, you can teach people. People learn. We saw how fire worked once, and that motherfucker said, I'm going to try and keep that shit alive. I'm going to figure out how to do that shit again. You know, we figured out how the wheel works, and we said, what if we had 4 of those bitches? Right? So we have the capacity to learn, and I think we have to. We have to be able to learn from experiences. Like, we have to learn through osmosis. That motherfucker couldn't hold hot water to save his life. That motherfucker found fire and said, I'm gonna keep this to myself. Next day, whole block was lit. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? The whole block was lit. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? The whole block was lit. The whole block was lit. But yeah, ultimately, we had a good little chat. We love that for ourselves. And we got a passionate yap session in. So, like, at the end of the day, I don't like going super political. But on days like this, we got to do it. We got to do it to them. Yeah, and sometimes that's, you just got to get the blood out. I thought about it. I said I don't need this point to make my point. I didn't need that point to make my point, so I left it as is. And the reason why it's taking me so long, right? Because I just realized what a zestful just chatting is. Just to even find someone remotely normal and just chatting. Yeah, I'm sending you guys to a coding stream, because literally the amount of, there's a dude on his couch butt naked with a green face. I'm not gonna subject you guys to this. I'm like, fuck, and I'm standing in the street. Yeah, I didn't even want to subject, like, the things that they let on Twitch just lets me know, like, I'm happy that this, like, the amount of trolls we get is annoying, but I can't imagine the degenerates that are in that chat. I don't even want to think about that. You know, the thing with the identity booth, I did a post-mortem for the Obama administration very early on in that career, and that video, like, that's the video that put my channel on. Like, that was the first one. I broke 1,000 views with that video, and it was just like, it was literally, the title was "Thanks Obama," because, like, that was like the catchphrase, but literally it was talking about all the economic growth and things like that. But towards the end, it was really like a breakdown of his thing, and the you have to wait for the postmortem for someone like Trump, because, like, I'm not confident that our democratic system can withstand him. Like, a white man needed to be shot in order for the Gestapo to be like, for them to be like, okay, bring the Gestapo back. You guys have to come back now, right? Yeah, but in that instance in itself, I don't think we learned any valuable lessons from that. Because the thing we took from that is, oh, Trump bad. No shit, he's bad. What you gonna do about it? Huh? What you gonna do about it? He's bad, duh. Shout out to everybody who stuck with me. Where my credits at? I appreciate y'all. We're gonna go see what Stu Squared is up to. He's working on his game. I can tell you that much. Hopefully this session was very therapeutic for you guys. I know I don't like to go political too much, but every now and then we gotta take the weights off it, like Rock Lee, and kick some sand ass. You feel me? Gar had a great fight, but for what it's worth, I appreciate you guys being here, letting me get some shit off my chest. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I have a doctor's appointment, so I might be a little late. I love your faces. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, go and ban all those people on YouTube.